Hello everyone, this is Ashton Robinson, returning back with another True Riders Earbud review. And today we're going to be talking about the EPZ 350T Pros. You can get these on AliExpress for about $60. Um, yeah, I think they're only available on AliExpress. At least from what I've seen, you can only get them from there and maybe other different types of merchants that you can get them from, but AliExpress is the only one that I saw that you can get these from. So there's that. But yeah, these are pretty good earbuds. But we'll talk about that as we get into the review. Gonna start with the specs of these earbuds. I'll show you the case later. But the specs, they do have wireless charging on the case. You can see right there, wireless charging. That's pretty nice for those that like wireless charging. Um, these have IPX7, so that means that these are waterproof. So if you drop them in water, you'll be fine. If you can maybe even take a shower with them or even go swimming with them, which I don't recommend. But if you want to do that, you should be okay with these. You also have Qualcomm aptX codecs, which is upscale the music on certain streaming app devices, streaming platforms that you listen to music or videos. Like for example, I want to get into a whole rant about this, but I do want to touch on it a little bit, and I might touch on my near future on earbuds. But I started using Tidal music streaming service Tidal, and I definitely do see a difference in sound quality compared to something like Spotify, which I've been had for years. Um, and they use standard definition, and you can tell a difference, especially when you use the AppDex or LDEC. You can tell the difference between music streaming service quality on Tidal versus Spotify or something, maybe another one, but Tidal's what I choose to use. Maybe Apple Music or YouTube Music also, but definitely on Tidal for sure. Especially when they have Max or HD quality files that they use. I just want to talk about that real quick. But going on with specs, they also have a coil iron coaxial audio driver, which is kind of like what it's a little different, but it kind of like a coil. It's like for example, what's that earbud? The Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros or something like that. They kind of use. I don't know if they use I don't know if they use a different type of driver. Like I forgot the name of that driver that some people use. So I know the dynamic driver is one of them, but there's bounce armature. I don't know if they use a bounce armature in these, but it's kind of like the setup, but putting the bounce armature driver inside the nutty driver to that's the coaxial part of it, putting the driver inside of the other one. But I don't know if they do that now, but it's kind of like a dual driver setup pretty much. Yeah, but I think it's pretty cool though. Now I'm like before I don't really care about it much anymore, but for a time period I used to love if you had like a dual driver earbud or multi driver earbud, I was hooked. I was definitely gonna get it. But now I don't really care about that as much anymore. But it's cool to have though. It's nice to say that you have a dual driver earbud. But getting on to the review, the fit comfort is 9. These are very sleek earbuds. I'm gonna see if I can show you. Its shape. It's not super unique, but it's sleek enough to fit in your ears and doesn't stick out pretty much. It doesn't protrude out. Try to get one hand. Might have to get other one hand. Let me see if I get it. If I take too long, I'm just gonna do. Hold on 1 second. But as you see right here, the earbud is pretty much a connected. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it's pretty I don't know how to describe it, but it's pretty smooth. It doesn't stick out of the ear pretty much, and I got this color. They ain't had really much colors for the Pro version that I wanted, But sorry about that. But yeah, they didn't have me the color. I wanted a solid black version because you know, I like just regular black earbuds if I can get them, or maybe a silver or gold, one of those colors per se. But those kind of like a camouflage look. I don't like the look of them, but they definitely will do though. But as you say, you can sleep on your side with them. You won't have no problems with that. They fit in the ear pretty nicely. That I won't say the most comfortable because the ear tips, but they get the job done. So that's why I give it a 9 for the fitting comfort. Call quality is pretty good. You get 9. You shouldn't have no problems with the phone call quality, as far as I'm concerned. At least for right now. Volume is 8.5. They get pretty loud. They get um me moderately loud. I'll say not super loud, like where you have to turn down 50%, but maybe like 90%, close to 80% maybe. But yeah, that's why I give it 8.5. Really good though. You would have a problem with that. Shouldn't have a problem with the volume. Battery life is a 7, which is the weakest point of these earbuds. I think the regular version of these may get 11 hours. I wasn't sure, but I wanted to get these versions because I heard they sound a lot better than those other versions. Even though battery life is important to me, sound quality matters more than battery life. If I had to choose between the two, which don't really want to, but that's what I got these versions. Even though the battery life is not as good as those. But moving on to sound clarity, which is the highest point of these earbuds, that's a 10. I was saying the clarity is very nice. Nothing sticks out too much. Nothing super sharp. Nothing super dull. Just right where you really want to be. The the vocals could be a little bit pushed up a little bit more, but for the most part, everything is exactly where it needs to be. Maybe the vocals a little recessed, but still the treble is perfect. I'll say for these earbuds, not too sharp, not too shrill or anything. The bass though is 9.5. The pretty good bass though, especially when you turn on aptX. Before, if you turn off aptX, the bass will be pretty lacking, and maybe it down to even lower. Maybe not that much bass without the aptX codecs on. So make sure you turn that on. Even though it might kill a little bit of the battery, might drain a little bit more of the battery, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion to turn on aptX if you want good sound quality, especially more bass. But connectivity is a 9. I have no real trouble with the connectivity, so that's really good. I can walk outside with them. I can go to work with them, and have no problems. Use the bathroom with them, so they don't have much problem with that. So that's really good. So the overall score is 88.5. I know I could have got an 89, but 5 is like right in the middle, so that's why I say a point 0.5. Pretty solid earbuds. For $60, not too bad. Even though these don't have ANC and transparency mode, I did want to mention that they don't have ANC and transparency mode. So these are just basically in ear wireless in ear monitors for just listening to music and making phone calls. No blocking out sounds or anything. But anyways, not bad earbuds. I'll say they're not gonna make my um Hall of Fame list, but not bad though. Just to have an extra pair, if you want to listen to music and like a backup pair, maybe it won't be a bad option to have though. Especially if you really just want to listen to music all day, or at least have or a certain amount of your day you listen to music, then these won't be bad. Especially if you're not a super bass head or you like a good amount of bass, these will be good for that. I'll say. So I can kind of recommend it, but I wouldn't. I say they're approved, but not really recommended. I'll say, if that makes any sense. So you can get them in your own Inspire, but I'm not gonna tell you to go out and buy these as right now. Like you need these in your collection. You really don't. But there won't be a bad pick if you do choose to get them. But yeah. So I'm leaving now. But thank you guys for watching this review on the EPZ S350T Pro earbuds, and I'll be back for more reviews in the near future. Just leave a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below and subscribe for more if you like this video like this. Thank you guys. See you guys later. Bye.